was unaware that the Premier League kits for next season had sort of started to trickle out a bit. I was alerted to that in one of my comments. So, I always love doing these Git reaction videos, giving my immediate sort of first response to the new kits for next season. So today we're going to be just doing the Premier League, and then maybe I'm at least also going to do Bundesliga, but maybe I'll, after the Bundesliga video, put up a poll or something like that for what to do for the third one. I'm not sure. Anyways, let's get into it here. So we're on Football Kit Archive, as usual. What's interesting here, though, is it seems like they've opened up Basketball Jersey Archive. I don't remember that being there before. Now, just to hit this off, if you guys have watched any of my kit review videos before, you know that I am not a fan of Adidas kits. Just sort of, in general, I do not like the way that Adidas kits look most of the time. Sometimes they have good ones, and they are the largest provider here. We don't have any Kappa kits, and I usually quite like Kappa. I usually like Como, Puma, Mugron, Stories, hit or miss. Umbros, hit or miss. I haven't been the biggest fan of Nike in recent years either, so hopefully Adidas has some good ones here. Alright, and I know Leeds is one of the newly promoted clubs. Who's the other one? Who's our other promoted club? Leeds, and Brighton's was up last season, right? We'll figure it out. Okay, it's 2, starting with AFC Bournemouth. So here is their home kit. We have red and black stripes with these sort of diagonal gradient stripes in the negative space there. Now, you guys know I usually do not like just sort of plain colored striped kits that much, but this one has a lot of stuff going on that I actually quite like. So we have the black and red stripes, but the black stripes have these sort of smaller red stripes on both sides of them that are a different shade of red than the background red, and I really like that. And I like having the diagonal gradienty stripes in the negative space. Also, the little strip of gold around the collar and around the cuffs, reflecting the gold on the sponsored logo there, and the gold around the crest is a really, really nice touch. I actually like this one a lot, and I'm going to give this a B+. That is solidly above average in my opinion. I might bump that up to an A depending, but my first reaction is B+. Let's look at the away. Okay, so we don't have an actual image yet, so I'm not Also, as usual, I do not rate goalkeeper kits, so but that Bournemouth home kit, B plus for sure. I really like that. Alright, Arsenal home. So, if you've watched my other Premier League reviews, you know that Arsenal kits are always sort of my bang on average measuring stick. But I actually like this. I like the little details there of having the A in the red. That's actually really nice, and I love the detail that it even is sitting in there behind the crest. The crest is sort of transparent on there. I think that looks really nice. This is funny because the sort of kits that I usually find quite boring and very average are actually, this season, impressing me. I like this. I'm gonna give this a B plus as well. I like that. B plus, well above average right there. Look at the away. Seeing that, I don't like this. The dark blue, the light blue, I don't know, having these red stripes. I don't like this that much. I'm gonna give that a D. I'm gonna say it's below average. But I can tell you right now that I'm gonna be a big fan of this. You guys know I love the polo collars. I love the collars on football shirts. I think like the polo style collars, I guess what I call it. I think we should get more of that. The cuffs, the red and the two gold stripes is interesting. I can't tell if that's a white or like a creamy off-white. Oh, I like this sort of the stitched crest there. It looks like it's more like a standard fabric instead of like a sports fabric. I like that as well. I'm gonna give that a B plus. I'm gonna also give that a B plus. I'm gonna say that's also way above average. Alright, Aston Villa. Okay. So, very standard Aston Villa kit. We have this sort of gold filigree here on the cuffs. The gold filigree on the cuffs. I can't tell if those circles, if that's like the technology in the fabric, or if that's part of the design. 1874 in the back of the neck. I'm gonna give that a C. I'll say that's just about average in my opinion. Look at the away. So we have grayscale with a little bit of blue. I think that's probably a retro crest a little bit, that is. Or is it just a grayscale crest? No, it's the same crest, just grayscale. Okay. I'm gonna say that is D. It's below average. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. Brentford. So, oh god. That Hollywood bets. That Zoo on the sleeve. Oh man, that's just... I'm gonna go D on this one as well, below average. I don't like that. Pre-match, anthem. That's yeah, it's just a jacket. Okay, so we don't have their away or third or anything. Brighton and Hove Albion. This is just not very exciting. You have this a little bit of that tealish color in the swoosh there. We are Brighton. A little bit of that teal on the back. Kissimmee, Florida. That's an interesting tourism sponsor. Yeah. In my mind, that's just C. It's just about average. It's not very great. The away. You guys know I'm not the biggest fan of centered crests. I just think they're not great. The two colors of purple are okay. The grayscale crest is... Man. What did people are giving this a 3.33? Yeah, I think that's where I'm gonna go. It might be different seeing this in action, but at the moment I'm gonna give that a C. I'm gonna say that's average. Let's go to the third. Yeah, man, that's not great. I don't like these colors with Brighton. I don't like those colors with that crest. Like, not changing the crest. I'm gonna give that a D. I'm gonna say it's below average. Burnley. So we only have a home for them. This just looks very plain and templated. I feel like we've seen this little topography like pattern. I think we've seen this over and over again the last few seasons. It feels a little bit played out. I'm gonna give that a C minus. I'm gonna give it a C minus. Alright, Chelsea's home kit. Alright, we have some of these circle sort of diamond things in here. Then we have these geometric sort of patterns, it looks like as well. That looks like an iron fence or steel fence, something like that. Something there. So we have some like geometric shapes that are blending in with some other patterns. Yeah, we have here some of that. I don't mind that. I'm gonna give that a C plus. C plus. Let's go to the away kit. Okay. So we have a sort of orange and green. We have the green and the orange on the crest, the swoosh, the cuffs. Okay, I like it better being worn. It looks better on him. I'll give that a B. I'll say it's above average. There's no way this is correct, right? This is hideous. I'm tempted. I'll give that an F, but part of me feels like that's fake. I really, 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 really do not like that. But the away is nice. The home is nice. Crystal Palace. Got McGrone here. No, for me, this is just like almost too bright. If that makes sense. I think the colors are too vibrant. I'm gonna give that a C minus. C minus. And then we have a training there, no way, or third, okay. Everton home kit. So we have two shades of blue and this sort of water wave pattern. Nosatis nisi optimum. Not sure what that means. I don't know. It's not very exciting, is it? I'm gonna give it a C. I'll say it's just about average. Let's look at this away kit. So we have a wax yellow with a navy trim. Yeah, so it's a sort of pale yellow. Now I do like pale yellows in general. I've always wanted to have like areas of my house that's just this sort of color. I like the yellow with that darker navy and blue. I think that's a good combo. And of course we have the color. I'm gonna give that a B. I'm gonna say it's above average. Then let's come to the third kit. Yeah. If this is the only thing we have, then I'm not gonna get that to review, because that's, yeah. Fulham. Mongolia tourism. I don't know if I've ever seen Mongolia tourism board before, but that's very cool. I would actually really, really love to visit Mongolia, see the statue of the Great Khan. So anyways, we have this black and red. We have these red dots and circles all over in this sort of oscillating pattern. I don't think there's a overall broader pattern or anything to it. It's just sort of the dots. But okay. I'll give that a C. I'm gonna say it's about average. I love the Mongolia sponsor though. That's a cool sponsor. Wait, that's pre-match. Do we not actually have... Oh my god, we have like everything here. We have everything except for the actual kits. Okay. That's unfortunate. When I do my next, I might wait a week or two to do the Bundesliga one. And I might come back in and see if some of these have filled out a bit more, because there's a lot of stuff missing. Alright, Leeds United home shirt. That's a really nice shirt. Of course, you have the Red Bull logo, which is just such an easy sponsorship logo to make look good. The yellow with the yellow Leeds makes sense. You have this interesting, I don't know who would call this, little color blocks going on here. But it kind of reminds me of the Imperial agents in Star Wars, like the military. plus, above average. Let me come to the away kit. So here you have the yellow, the yellow and blue bowls. They've changed the bowls there. Very blue and yellow here. Probably this is an iconic kit from the club's history. I think it's okay. I'm gonna give that a B minus. B minus. I like the home a lot better. Liverpool. So that's just your standard red Liverpool kit. I'm gonna give that a C. Just about average. But this away looks interesting. Wonder White. So it's a bit of an off-white, and I love the crest. Just looks really large here on this shade with the off-white. Phoenix, Griffin. And I love the little hits of black. Like there's not a lot of it, but just a little bit of black on the cuffs and the collar. The red. It really pops in that off-white. Yeah. I like that. I'm gonna give that a B plus. That's well above average. So a lot of people seem to really like this. I think this is the first or second highest rated kit on the I don't know what that was. Anyways, this is like the top or second highest rated kit on here, and honestly I don't understand why. I'm not a big fan of these colors. I think the home and the away are both nicer than that color. Just looking at that there. I don't know, maybe it's just I'm not a fan of that color. I don't know. I'm gonna give it a C minus on that one. Okay. Manchester City. Oh my god, what is that? I'm gonna read this one first. This is genuinely the ugliest kit I have ever seen in my life. The water drops, rain or shine. And then this sort of gradient. And the problem is, right? I guess it does work, it's just ugly. This is an F minus. This is an F minus minus. This is genuinely the ugliest football shirt I've ever seen in my entire life. Are there comments? Can you post comments on here? Yeah, this is disgusting. Home kit. I feel like this is like every other Manchester City kit I've never seen where you're playing white. I'm gonna give it a C. It's average, but it might as well be an A given how bad the third is. Okay, I like this. Hold on a minute. Okay, because you have the all black here, but then, so I thought this was white originally. But this is sort of this chrome, and you would have the chrome on the sponsorship, the chrome Puma. So it's sort of shiny, reflective, and embossed. I actually quite like that. I'm gonna give that a B. That's above average. Manchester United. Okay. C. It's average. The away kit. Now I always prefer this version of the crest. I don't know if that particular version of the crest has a name, but where they take the devil out from that part of the badge. And they just put it front and center. I always prefer that. I'm gonna give this one a B-. I like that one a fair bit. But I have my eye on this. This looks really interesting. See if this black and the yellow. Then you have these little bit of hits of the blue, and there the blue and the crest, the cuff and collar. And you have the devil, the red devil, in the reliefs of the lines there. And that looks really, really cool. It's the back of the collar, looks like. I think that's really nice. I'm gonna give that an A. That's our first A of the video. I'm giving that one an A. Newcastle United. I'm never a big fan of their kits. This is no different. I'm sorry, it's just, this is all my personal taste anyway, you know? But I do find like this almost looks like stitching, like it's a ball or something stitched, but it's just not for me. I'm gonna give that a C. It's average. We have the away kit here, just this green and green stripes. The green there on the crest. I'll give that a C-. C-. Then we come to this third. We have purple and orange, which is an interesting combination. You don't see that often, the purple and the orange. The little bit of the light baby blue on the cuff and collar. Who else has a purple and orange? I know there's another sports team that's purple and orange. It's just escaping my mind at the moment. I'm gonna give that one a B-. I like that. Nottingham Forest. So you do have the collar with the button, which is gonna get a bonus point in my books. I'm a simple man, I'm sorry. I like collars with buttons. A new history, very good. C+. I'm gonna give that a C+. This away kit looks this away kit does look nice, okay. So this being our only photo, I'm not gonna give this a rating, but I can tell you I really like this pattern in this color combo. So if we come back to this and we see the actual one, I feel like this will be at least a B+, if not higher. Sunderland. This is not that's just a graphic. So I'm not gonna give that a rating because that's just the graphic. The away. Oh wow. Yes, I come from a city and it shores something. I really like that badge. You see the ship there in the background celebrating the maritime history. I love these sort of alternating color tiles with the lighthouse there in the tile. That looks really nice. City by the sea. Yeah. This is a really classy. Like that's just really nice looking, very classy. I'm gonna give that a B+. Quite like that. B+ above average. Tottenham Hotspur, they've been doing a lot of. Oh my god, hold on, let's go here. Okay. So we have a centered crest, but it's the old school crest in the center. That looks interesting. I'm not saying I like it, I'm just saying it's interesting. I'm gonna give that a D. It's below average. The home, this is just gonna be your bog standard Tottenham Hotspur kit. It's a C in my book. Like it is what it is. And here's the away. numbers in the grid. I'll give that a B minus. B minus. West Ham United. C, average in my opinion. The away, we have this little bit higher rounded collar. We have the off-white, white here. The white badge looks really nice. I'll give that a B. See, it's above average. And finally, Wolverhampton Wanderers. Ooh, I quite like this. So we have the polo collar, of course, the orange and black. But you have this sort of circular, almost sort of a sun-like motif with the logo in the center there. I actually quite like that. I'm gonna give that a B plus. A B plus. And then that's it for now. So there were a lot of these missing, unfortunately. I apologize. I only gave it a tertiary glance before starting because I didn't want to spoil it for myself. Of all of them, my favorite is definitely the Manchester United third. But yeah, so in a week or two, I'm going to do the Bundesliga kits, and I'll go back in before I do that, and I'm going to look at any of the ones that I missed here and add a little bit of those as well. But let me know in the comments down below what your favorite kit from this released batch of next season's kit for the Premier League is. Let me know what you thought of my reactions, my immediate reactions to these kits. Reminder, I'm not a fan of any of these teams. I don't hate any of these teams. That's just my immediate first thought when seeing them. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this every single week. Till next time, guys. Bye-bye.